Welcome to this explainer. Okay, so right now, the entire academic landscape, it's basically shifting right beneath our feet. Today, we're tackling what is easily the most heavily debated topic on college campuses: how to use AI to study 3 times faster, retain way more information, and, most importantly, do it all completely without cheating. Look, we have to start by calling out the absolute most dangerous mindset in education today, and it's this exact sentence: just have AI write it. This is the exact trap that gets students in real, undeniable trouble. It's honestly just a terrible trade-off. I mean, if you do this, you're essentially handing in someone else's understanding and calling it yours, right? It completely misses the true underlying value of what these incredible tools can actually do for your education. And here's why it's a bad trade. It instantly catches up with you. It completely fails the no laptop test. Picture this: the moment you're sitting in a quiet room, staring at a blank piece of paper for an in-person exam where absolutely no laptops are allowed, that whole illusion just falls apart. The real magic of AI isn't about avoiding the hard work. It's about making you faster at learning, not faster at avoiding learning. Okay, let's dive into our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. The golden rule of AI. 2. Perplexity for smarter, cited research. 3. Grammarly for editing, not ghostwriting. 4. Otter for reviewing class lectures. And finally, 5. The final attribution rule. All right, let's jump right into section 1, the golden rule of AI, your academic integrity filter. So before we touch a single piece of software, we need a filter. There's a crystal clear line here between discipline and, well, laziness. Everything you do with AI has to fit under the learn more category. That means using it to brainstorm an essay angle, getting feedback on a rough draft, or asking it to explain a really complex concept over and over until it finally clicks in your brain. That's disciplined use. The work less side, that's submitting AI text as your own, having it write the assignment from scratch, or turning in code you couldn't explain to save your life. That is exactly where academic integrity gets violated. So whenever you're kind of unsure which side of that line you're falling on, ask yourself this ultimate litmus test. After using this tool, do I actually understand the material better, or do I just have a finished product? If it's the second one, if you just have a polished essay but literally zero new knowledge in your head, you've crossed the line and you need to stop. Moving on to section 2, Perplexity, smarter, cited research. This is really where AI is the least controversial. Think about the massive difference in efficiency here. Regular search engines, they just hand you this massive, overwhelming list of links that you have to manually read, sort, and cross-reference yourself. It's exhausting. Perplexity completely shifts this paradigm. It gives you a really concise written answer, but with the sources cited right there, in line. It's a game changer. You can instantly verify the claim and build your bibliography in one smooth motion, instead of doing 2 completely separate time-consuming chores. But, and this is absolutely crucial, so hear me out, Perplexity is a faster locator. It is not a source itself. Most instructors will absolutely not accept an AI as a citation. The practical, smart way to use it is to ask it to explain a concept from your syllabus, and then, this is the critical step, you actually have to click through to those cited sources and read them. You're not doing this as busy work, you're doing it because that's where the real, citable, gradable material lives. Always, always cite the original source. Okay, section 3, Grammarly. Editing, not ghostwriting. The yourself part really matters here. Grammarly has evolved way, way past just putting those little red underlines under your typos. When used well, it acts as this highly trained second pair of eyes on a paper you actually wrote. It tightens up run-on sentences, it catches when your tone is just a bit too casual for a strict academic paper, and it flags unintentional plagiarism before your professor's software does. But conversely, when used badly, it basically becomes a ghostwriter. If you're feeding it a quick, lazy outline and asking it to magically expand those bullet points into full paragraphs, that's not editing anymore. That's the exact ghostwriting behavior that academic integrity policies are specifically designed to catch. To really drive this home, just keep this simple rule in mind every single time you sit down to write. If every idea and sentence started as yours and Grammarly only sharpened it, you're totally fine. But if the idea started with Grammarly, you're not. The genesis of the thought has to be human. The polish can be artificial. All right, on to section 4. Otter lectures you can actually review. This is all about keeping up in class. Let's shift gears from writing to lectures. Otter is an amazing tool that records and transcribes lectures in real time, handing you a fully searchable summary right afterward. If you're a slower note taker, if English is your second language, or honestly, if your professor just talks incredibly fast, this is an absolute lifesaver. Instead of relying on some half-remembered frantic note you scribbled in the margins 3 weeks ago, you can just search, hey, what did she say about the midterm format? And boom, you get the exact verbatim sentence. It really frees up your attention span to actually listen during class. However, there is a major limitation we've got to address head on. Using a recording tool has nothing to do with cheating, but everything to do with legally and politely asking first. Step 1, check your school's recording policy. Some totally allow it for accessibility, others strictly forbid it. Step 2, send a quick 5-minute email asking for your instructor's consent. Do not skip this step. Only after you have their clear permission do you move to step 3, which is to record and review. Which brings us to section 5, the final attribution rule. This is the part almost everyone skips. Okay, huge warning for everyone watching this explainer right now. If AI touched your assignment in any capacity, say so and cite the tool by name. If you directly quote something generated by ChatGPT or Perplexity, you need to attribute it exactly as you would a journal article or a textbook. This is no longer just optional politeness, folks. A rapidly growing number of schools are treating undisclosed AI use as a strict integrity violation, even if the underlying work was totally allowed. In this case, the cover-up basically becomes the crime. And that brings us to these crucial caveats. What we've covered today is general guidance to help you navigate this crazy new world. It is not institutional or legal advice. The reality on the ground is that academic integrity policies vary wildly by school. And, frankly, rules can differ heavily between individual professors teaching in the exact same department. There's no universal law here yet. You absolutely, positively must refer to your specific syllabus for every single class. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative question to chew on. What is your school's actual AI policy? Because I would bet good money that half of you watching haven't actually sat down and read the fine print yet. Don't let a silly technicality trip up your entire academic career. Go look up your school's policy today, figure out exactly where your professors stand, and start using these tools to study smarter, faster, and above all, ethically. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.